Welcome back to UAP Rant. This is episode 5 in the podcast series on the phenomenon and the research I've been doing at a site in northwestern Australia. And so far we've been talking about the manifestation of anomalous orbs and rods at the site within what we think is an interdimensional anomaly. And you can go through the first 4 podcasts on that discussion, and we bring up historical context, looking at how all of that is connected to field repulsion science and some key people through history that I've written a book on that's coming out next year, as you'll gather if you listen to the first 4 podcasts. So today we're just building on that. So for episode 5, I was thinking more of a discussion around the what we think is an interdimensional anomaly and looking at magnetic confinement, because what we found with these orbs and rods is that they are uniformly radial and seem to be encircling what looks like an interdimensional anomaly. And the reason I say that is because the anomaly itself in infrared seemed to have this haze that would come out in the IR camera from a point of origin or a source. So there was a linear haze spreading out, going past the observer filming, and at the same time as we took radial footage, we could see that the counts of abundance of orbs and rods seemed to be fairly evenly distributed around the observer, even though this phenomenon or interdimensional phenomenon was coming through and radiating out from a point of origin. And so we started thinking about magnetic confinement, both in terms of the build-up of energy and the capacitor induction model we've talked about for wormholes or portals, opening up an interdimensional anomaly for these objects to manifest in our physical space. And we started looking at evidence from other research about magnetic confinement in anomalies. So not only looking at force-space geometric potentials and electric space and its connection to 3-dimensional magnetic fields, but how that confines phenomena in terms of harnessing available energy that's been converted from potential to kinetic. And of course, an object's got to be able to do that. These objects don't have a fuel source. They're not traditional airframes. There's no ailerons. There's no wings. There's no way of containing what we'd call a battery system. These objects are all too small for that. So we've discussed the mechanism by which we think they harness energy, and the 2 models were electro-chemical and this capacitor or double capacitor with a dielectric. If we think of them as technological orbs. And I also think that they're mimicking a phenomenon that's probably hidden and already present naturally that may work in the same way. Whether these orbs and rods are sentient or not is a big question. They do demonstrate some characteristics that would lead us to think that they have some knowledge of their environment when they're manifesting, in terms of object avoidance, synchronous movement, and camera and observer recognition when being filmed as well. So in terms of magnetic confinement, what we were looking at is, where's the energy coming from? If they're harnessing it from the environment through this anomaly in order to orientate themselves, where's that build-up of available energy coming from? And we started thinking about Earth's magnetic field lines and ley lines and the build-up of energy hotspots around the Earth. So one of the theories we're proposing is that there are other places where this phenomena is concentrated around the planet that's connected to the intersection of some of these ley lines. And that's future research that we'd like to do, both in terms of desk-based computer software research, satellite imagery, GIS, and getting on site and testing that hypothesis as well about magnetic confinement, because what I found is I did go to a control site about 30 kilometers away, and some of these orbs and rods were there, but it didn't seem to be anywhere near the extent of the location I was at. So somewhere in the wider region up there, I think is the center of this anomalous event that occurs regularly up there. So it's getting back in the field and going to some other places nearby. And I do have some ideas about the whole magnetic confinement thing in the Pilbara. I mean, it's rich in quartz and iron ore and other metal, conductive metal elements. So in terms of energy cascades, it's probably a perfect place to manifest this phenomena within an interdimensional anomaly. And I'm wondering whether that attracts other objects and perhaps NHI in the area as well, both in terms of co-location there and manifesting there. So if they are manifesting there, are these orbs and rods just there to harness energy because they need to eat energy, or is there some other reason that they're there for a specific activity? And is that connected to other larger, more traditional craft or spacecraft in terms of UFOs or UAP as we know them now? I'll leave it at that. Plenty more to talk about in the series, little chunks at a time. Hope you enjoyed that little conversation, and we will talk again soon.